Hello, my friends, my beautiful people. So today we've got a potential, well, technically a potential serial killer that is in Illinois right now. So I have someone here who knows a little bit about it more than I do. All right, who was the first one again?
The first one is Matt potoki. That's the only one that's found. That's the only one that's been found dead.
Okay, but then the first one has been the attempted murder, right?
Oh yeah, well okay, yeah we can do the attempted murder. So that one is Aaron swelfer. You can
Mhm.
start with that
Okay, so and he's currently in a coma, right?
one. Yes, as far as I know, he is still in a coma.
Okay. And so, to your knowledge, what happened to him?
So as far as I know, still not quite sure what started it. I've heard multiple things. The probable cause affidavit says something else, but either way, there was a dispute. Aaron Belcher is the one that shot Aaron Swelfer. He shot him in the head,
Allegedly.
um, allegedly shot him in the head, and shot him in the arm, um, and fled.
And he had someone with him at the time, right?
Yes, it was an unidentified female companion, who was questioned and released. Um, the police haven't released her name. The um, no media has released her name. Um, and she's kind of gone MIA off of social media.
Did we dare say her name?
Okay. So her name is Amanda. Went from posting every day, multiple times a day on social media to nothing. And that started a couple days after the attempted murder. Her version of events is that she didn't know that that was going to happen. She wasn't in the house when it happened. She did flee with him, and then they went to a different location. Cops were called, and they fled from the police. Um, which she got zero charges for. She has no fleeing charges, no nothing. There's been, like I said, no charges at all filed against
Didn't
her.
didn't she have two different accounts? One that she said that like I mean, because she said that she's scarred for everything that she's seen, and then she's like, oh wait, no, I wasn't there. So there's been this conflicting information, right?
She's given conflicting information. Um, she is an addict. If you ask me, she's definitely using at the moment. In active addiction, however you want to word that. Um, so that could play a part, in the whole changing of her story. She just doesn't, her head's not on straight enough to be
Right.
able to say what exactly happened or what is going on or anything. Um, but at the same time, I think she knows that everyone knows that. So part of me feels like she's using that to her advantage.
Hmm.
Um, because I don't quite understand how you go from I'm so traumatized from this, I'll never get that image out of my head
Hmm.
to I don't even know what happened. I wasn't in the, I wasn't there.
Yeah, that's two totally different statements.
And he kidnapped me. And I've read the probable cause
Wait.
affidavit.
She said he kidnapped her.
Yep.
So she was there and then she wasn't there and then she's been kidnapped by him.
Right. So she said that she wasn't in the house when it
Okay.
happened. Um, but that she was outside, um, in the pickup, like in the truck waiting.
Sit there in a pickup truck when you've been kidnapped.
Right. And there's other people, according to the probable cause affidavit, there's other people like sitting outside. So why wouldn't you try to get help from somebody? And other people like not at that residence, like they're like the neighbor is sitting outside when this whole fiasco goes down. So why wouldn't you run to the neighbor?
Okay, so as far as we know, the first guy that now is in a coma, um, apparently Amanda was kidnapped, put in the truck, and then she just stayed there while he goes off and murders his first victim, allegedly.
Well, yeah, she sat in the truck while he went inside and shot the other Aaron.
Like, and she didn't try to escape at all. So take her in the truck somewhere after that, after he apparently is, killed someone and then kidnapped her.
Right, so they left. They fled and they went to a different apartment complex. They were arguing. Cops got called. When the cops showed up, is when they ran. So they like actively fled from the police. The police were right there. She could have ran to the police. He kidnapped me. I had nothing to do with this. Whatever. But instead, they ran um, and hid in the woods for 2 hours until they were found. And then she was questioned, and released. And he was arrested on originally his charges were homicide, murder, um, but they changed those on Friday to attempted murder, or attempted intentional killing of another, aggravated battery, use when the assault poses a substantial risk of death, and battery by means of a deadly weapon.
But no kidnapping charges.
No kidnapping charges.
Okay.
Because, I mean, you just, willingly sit in a truck while someone else murders someone else, and then you don't ask for help at all. And then you go to another apartment with him, and then you're arguing with him, and then you flee once the cops are called. But you don't go to the cops. No, no, no. You're going to go with your kidnapper, I assume willingly. I mean, unless there was a gun to her head. Know each other, right? It's not just like a random.
Yeah, no, they definitely know each other. It's not like a random person. Like she's well acquainted with that person.
Gotcha. With the Aaron. Both Aarons, right?
Um, I don't know about the one that the victim, but I know for sure by her own admission, even in the affidavit, in the probable cause affidavit, she doesn't even say then that he kidnapped her.
Okay. It's later on social media that comes out.
Uh, no, she had told um somebody, like word of mouth, it got around.
And then a second body is found.
Yeah. Um, so on the 4th, which was Friday, um, there was a body found in the Gibson Nature Preserve, the Gary side, because that nature preserve actually like sprawls across from Gary to Griffith. They were working with they were trying to pull the invasive, and they came across the body, and that was Matt Pataki. He'd been missing since the 28th of July.
He was found in shallow water, though, right?
Yeah, yep,
Okay.
in I think it's in shallow muddy water. Yeah.
And then I know his autopsy hasn't come out yet or anything. Um, did they haven't estimated like how many days they thought he was there?
So they think that he was murdered and dumped the day he went missing. So that would be the 28th, yeah, of July. So he was there for a week before they found his body. Is what they're speculating anyway.
And then they came out and said that they think these two are related.
Yes. In the very first release, once they identified the body, the very first news, anything that came out, it just straight out came out and said that the police believe that it is related to the shooting that had happened earlier in the week, which was in reference to um, Aaron allegedly shooting the other Aaron that we were just talking about.
And do these three men, to your knowledge, do they all know each other?
Yeah, they definitely know each other.
Like before this?
And do they all know Amanda?
Yes.
And was Matt also previously in a relationship with Amanda?
At one point, yes, they had some type of relationship.
Okay.
Why do you think that the police think that these two might be connected?
There's just an awful lot of coincidences. It seems to be following. Called cops, pressed theft charges. It's a big ordeal on Facebook. Um, and I mean, it's a public post. It's not even like a friends only post.
Yeah.
Um, so there was lots of things done in there that weren't very nice. um, in reference to Matt, and he did end up getting caught. He went to jail. They pressed charges against him for that. They filed the auto theft and all that.
But also at that time that she decided to go ahead and say this too, weren't they technically like seeing each other? Seeing each
And at
other
least
enough at least to get her car keys.
Right, and they had definitely had slept together at that point. Um, Whether it was like a continuous ongoing thing or
My initial thought when I heard that was, okay, did she like tell him to take the car or whatever, and then she's like, oh, and then she gets mad at him, and then does this whole thing to potentially place his DNA in her car.
that's a good one. It is a good theory. I mean, I don't know. I'm just it's pure speculation, I guess, at this point. But he ended up wrecking that car, so I guess if that was her plan, then he foiled that one. Um,
Like, see, what if that was supposed to be the vehicle that he got into before she or like murder him? Like, that already places him in that car. I just don't know how I don't know. There's too many coincidences that point to her that I'm like, she's there's something with her.
she definitely knows more. Likes people to believe.
I mean, and this is all kind of like came up within this last week and a half.
so. Yeah, it's been a long week.
Then you sent me a message and said, "Hey, there's another one."
Yeah, so I was going through the comments um on a mutual friend's post um that he had shared about Matt Pataki, and um another friend that that we share had asked him about um another local guy that I guess was missing. Um, his name is Clay Edmonds. So his parents own a tree service, or his family. I'm not quite sure if it's his parents or not, but his family owns a really popular tree service around here. Um, and granted, I haven't heard anything else. Like that's the first time I've heard that he was even missing, um, or that he existed for that matter. Um, but I can't find anything else. If he's missing, if he was missing, if he's been found. Um, and the girl that had brought Clay Edmonds up um, has even tried to get answers from the friend that her and I share,
Really?
and then she had tagged uh, Clay's Facebook, and she had left a comment and asked, and I clicked on it, and Amanda is also a mutual friend.
Oh, weird.
I mean, it could just be, a whole bunch of coincidences. It could not be. Something's definitely off about it, though.
Definitely. So there might be this other missing man, Clay Edmonds. but we don't know if he's been found or what's up with that. And then you were saying there might be a fourth or a fifth.
Yeah, so they had found two other bodies beyond a hotel in the area. Um, I think they've ruled those unrelated. I think they ruled both of them suicide,
That's
but I really haven't heard anything else about that either. It's a giant mess. All of it is a giant mess. And the cops aren't very helpful either. I had read somewhere that Potoki's was scheduled for Monday.
okay.
This past Monday, but I just read an article a little bit ago that says that the coroner has not determined manner or cause of death yet. So I don't know if it's just undetermined, or if they haven't done it at all yet. It's kind of it's all up in the air. I do know they haven't filed any additional charges um, against Belcher. I don't think. No. So he's just got the one for the attempted murder, and then the other one is a theft charge that isn't related. Um,
Okay.
but there are no actual, murder charges against him, just the attempted murder.
I mean, we've established too that out of all these, Amanda is friends with them. Was also Aaron friends with all of them?
I'm not sure, to be honest. It's very possible. I think they all kind of run around in the same circle. The other Aaron, swelfer, at least used to, because he's been clean for a while now, from my understanding. He used to be user, and now he's clean and has been for a while. Kind of got his life together. The other Aaron is not.
Amanda obviously knows all of them, all dead or in a coma now. That's, I just gotta say it. That's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence. She obviously knows something more. Because there's no way that, I mean, someone do the math for me and let me know what would be like the percentage that you would know three people, at least three people that would have been murdered and all in this short amount of time. There's no freaking way, you know?
Yeah, that'd be an awfully large coincidence.
I agree. I do want to say on here too, as always, I always try to reach out to family members and get them, to see if they want to put their 2 cents in. And I tried to talk to, it was Matt, right? It was Matt's mom and sister, and no response from the sister. I got a no from the mom. She said that she doesn't want to like talk to anything about this. Basically we saw law enforcement, what I understand, and I sympathize with her in that aspect. Although she is posting on social media. But I mean, I get it. She doesn't want to talk to me, and you know what? People are grieving, and it's just there were different ways of grieving, and she just lost her son. One thing I do want to say on here, though, that there's a lot of people going after her son because he did drugs. That's not the issue. The issue right here is making sure we have the right person in custody for this, and we can serve them some sort of justice because, and that's just kind of also why we're bringing this other suspect into light because she is mentioned in there, but nothing ever happened. There was nothing ever charged on her, and I'm not saying that she deserves those because I don't know, but it's just that's a hard coincidence to be involved with three murders, and three people that have been murdered within what he went missing in July, and now it's August, so yeah, within 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
A missing person, a missing and murdered person, and a attempted murder person.
Yeah.
Like,
And then potentially 2 others. There's something more going on. I'm not saying that she's the one that pulled the trigger. I'm just saying.
Police need to look into her a little bit more. One other thing that I do want to point out too, I did request like the affidavit and the police report and stuff and the 911 calls, and they said no. I also reached out to the detective that's on this case for Matt's one, at least that's the one I had the phone number for, and he declined to comment as well. I just always like to give out that information when I have it, and I don't have it this time, not because I didn't try. All right, so I just wanted to bring this case to light, and also, make it known that his mom, Matt's mom, said that she had a quote unquote friend tell her that Matt got into the car with his killer, but someone else said that he got an Uber. Wasn't there something like that too? That
Someone
oh
was.
yeah, she said that there were 2 people involved in abandoning my son's car on a service road leading to Reith and Riley, which is around the area that he was found. It was a female driving my son's car, and a male was a passenger. And then the other one says, right, it says, the 2 people involved in abandoning my son's car on a service road leading to Reith and Riley states they were picked up by an Uber driver. It was a female driving my son's car and a male passenger. They would have been carrying a bunch of bags. The female told me that a friend sent them an Uber and that her and the male were carrying grocery bags. I don't believe they were picked up by an Uber driver. I believe they were picked up by my son's killer when my son was abducted. I mean, she's since edited the post.
I mean, and it depends on too, like where but she's also friends with Amanda too on Facebook. So, like, did she tell them that? Like, did she? I don't know. I don't know if that's where she got that source from, but it's kind of crazy. And I mean, an Uber, like, if he ordered an Uber, that would be easy to prove or disprove. So, like, why the fuck would you lie about that? But yet again, why the fuck would you lie about being kidnapped when obviously you probably weren't?
No, I don't think she was at all. I definitely don't think she was.
No, I don't think so either.
All right. Okay. Awesome. Well, first off, I'm gonna thank my friend Anonymous over here um, for coming on and talking with us. And if you guys have any information, you're more than welcome to either always shout that out to me at crimefairies@gmail.com. You can always, I'll link up the detective that's on this case as well. You can always do anonymous tips through there too. And always subscribe, like, and just keep fucking going, guys.